Imagine one dude, just one, flipping the entire world upside down. A kid born in some random Austrian town who grew up mad at life and somehow turned that rage into the deadliest movement in human history. Yeah, this is that story. Adolf Hitler, the name you've heard a million times, but you probably don't know the real ride. This guy didn't start as a monster, he started as a dreamer, a boy who wanted to be an artist. Paintbrushes, not battlefields. But fate? Nah, fate had other plans. He moved to Vienna, broke, lonely, rejected from art school twice. Dude's paintings? Not bad, but not enough. And that rejection, it hit different. It built anger, a storm that started small and kept growing. Then came the First World War. Europe on fire, millions dying, and guess who volunteered? Yeah, our boy Hitler. He fought in the trenches, saw death every day, and came out with a mind that was scarred beyond repair. The war ended, but the war inside him never did. Germany was broke, inflation wild, people hungry, hopeless. And in that chaos, Hitler found his mic. The man couldn't paint, but damn he could talk. Words became his weapon. His stage, the beer halls of Munich. His vibe, rage, revenge, rebirth. He told people what they wanted to hear, that they were special, chosen, betrayed, that he'd make Germany great again. Sound familiar? Yeah, history loves reruns. Crowds grew, flags waved. That little mustache became a symbol of something bigger and darker. By 1933, Hitler wasn't shouting in bars anymore. He was running the whole damn country. He built an empire on loyalty and fear. Propaganda was the new gospel. Every radio, every newspaper, every classroom, all preaching one voice, his voice. He promised a new dawn, but what came was pure darkness. Freedom, gone. Dissent, silenced. And soon, the world would bleed again. 1939, boom. War kicked off. Tanks rolled, bombs dropped, and Europe went up in flames. He called it destiny. The world called it madness. The Blitz hit cities like a storm. Paris fell. London burned. Millions ran. Millions died. And through it all, he thought he couldn't lose. But power messes with your head, man. When you start thinking you are God, reality will eventually slap you down hard. And for Hitler, that slap came from the East. He invaded the Soviet Union. Big mistake. Freezing snow, starving soldiers, endless losses. The dude's army was crumbling, but his ego, still sky high. Allied bombs started raining down on Germany. Cities turned to dust. The empire that once looked unstoppable now looked broken. And Hitler, he was trapped in his own lies, deep underground, hiding from the very war he created. April 45, Berlin's burning. The sounds of war echo outside his bunker. The man who once dreamed of ruling the world couldn't even rule his own fate anymore. He looked around. No glory, no empire, just ashes. And that's how it ended. Not with victory, not with power, but with silence. The silence of one man's failure echoing across the planet. When the smoke cleared, the world saw what hate had built and destroyed. Millions gone. Cities gone. Humanity scarred forever. But the craziest part, it all started with words. Not bombs, not guns, just words. Twisted, angry, poisonous words. So yeah, maybe history books call him a dictator, but what he really was a warning. A living lesson about how fast hope can turn into horror. How fast a nation can lose its soul chasing a dream sold by a madman. Hitler's gone. His empire, dust. But the echoes, still here. Every time power meets pride, every time hate finds a microphone, history whispers his name again. And that's the story, fam. The story of a man who wanted the world, but ended up destroying his own. Remember that next time someone tries to sell you a dream built on fear. Because the truth is, monsters aren't born. They're made. One lie at a time.